But moving on to the last point on this vote, Reconstruction. We know that
Oh.
Anne Badge, the chairman of the
Executive Hearts, a stupid plan, mate.
and the Les Gray, the chairman of Hamilton, are both chairing the Reconstruction Task Force that the SPFL
There.
with members from the likes of Airdrie, Falkirk, Partick Thistle, Cove Rangers. I believe I'm named, but a few are on that panel. We'll go through one by one. We'll start with Don. How are we reconstructing?
Get the daft ones out first.
How are we reconstructing the league? What does it look like?
42 teams, one big league.
10-team top league. I would have 3 relegations.
The league every time.
Right, Don, what were you saying?
I support a 10-team top tier and would have 3 relegations this season.
Okay, and the leagues below that?
I'm joking. So I would have a 14-team league, but I would have a split with a 6 and an 8 split for next season. But I would say that it's a very convenient reconstruction for some teams this season, and it should have been more planned.
Again, point out who's it convenient for?
You.
So
A 14-team top league pie.
And then would we see the Highland and Lowland League champions come in?
That would be my preference. Yeah, I think that's the
10,
fair
10, and 10?
That's what I would say. Yeah, 14, 10, 10, 10.
Okay.
No.
But can I add one more thing? Sorry, I would say.
Yeah, of course.
I'm a bit uneasy about promoting Inverness. I don't think they've done enough to deserve promotion over the last 3-4 years they've spent in Championship, personally.
Look at him. He's fuming.
Right. Thanks for that. Next one, we'll go Tammy, you next. What does it look like?
Me next. We should have went to Laser. You've seen that in action there. He was getting ready for the laptop.
I'm saying
Don't let him
nothing.
come in.
Yeah.
Mine's is radical.
Take the headphones out, let the steam out.
Right, so I would personally, right, I think there is no need for 2 lower leagues, like outside. So obviously, your Premiership, your Championship, I don't think, to be honest, there surely isn't that big a gap between. I think basically make every league bigger. So I'd go, bear with me, before any you cut me off, at Donald Eisner. I'd go a 16-team SPL, right, and this is my thinking behind it. So you've got every team plays each other 4 times just now, right? So you'd half that, you'd play.
So it's three times in the top flight.
Is it 3?
Before the split.
Oh well. Right, but anyway, I thought it was 4. I worked out it was 4. Right, anyway, but I know, but before the split and then after that, you'd probably, the chances are you've got to play at the moment 6 teams 4 times.
5 teams.
Aye, so technically I'm right. Right, anyway.
Oh yes, aye. 3.5 times. Right, go ahead.
Right, anyway, forget about that. Right, I would go a 16 tier first one now. My thinking is, right, if you've got Dundee United, you've got the Dundee Derby. You've got Hearts Hibs, the Edinburgh Derby. You've got Inverness and Ross County, the Highland. You've then got the
Hamilton, Motherwell.
The Old Firm, do you know what I mean? So I think, like, through that season, right, you've got all the derbies. That makes more money because more folk are coming. But I also think there is absolutely no need to play a team potentially 4 times a season. Like, that's not attractive. It's just repetitive. So
Okay.
I'd have more teams playing against different teams with different outcomes than having the whole split business. I just wouldn't have the split. I don't feel the split's beneficial to the league at all. I think it might.
It's like for like, though.
I just think I understand that it's supposed to like make it a bit more exciting because you've obviously bottom tier teams, but then at the same time, like, you're playing the same team, like, by having such small leagues, so naturally you just like mimic that all the way down for the Championship to League One, and you'd move however many teams, maybe, so there's 30 teams, and then just split it 15 and 15, and just have the Championship and then League One. I don't know if it would be like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that's a bit different. I'm quite against the split. I don't see the point in the split at all.
Can I ask, Cammy, sorry, how many teams would you send down from the Premiership every season? Relegation with a 16-team league?
That's a fair point. What does
Probably
it?
three, and then promote 3.
Okay.
So 3 down a season, like automatically, or
Aye,
through
well,
playoffs?
think about it, right? So there's 12 teams in it now. So you could have 3 automatically relegated, 3 automatically promoted, and then like a playoff with the 4th, because that's essentially like, it just makes it more entertaining.
Would you
Because
have,
I feel the leagues are now, you've got 12, right? And I understand like we're nowhere near like the capacity or the population of England or anything like that, but I just feel the teams are now like, see being a Hearts fan and being like in the relegation battle now, I'm like, if you get a playoff, you're laughing, because you're like the chances are, unless you Hibs it, like what they done a few seasons ago, you're not going to like lose that playoff. Do you know what I mean? I just feel the playoff system, there's not enough like risk involved at the moment, I feel.
okay. When would you have 14 underneath? Can we? We have 14 teams in each of the leagues below.
14 or 15, like obviously you've got 10 in the Championship, 10 in the League One, and then League, so 15. Go 2 15-team leagues, and then 3 of them get promoted, 3 of them get relegated.
Okay.
But
That
that's maybe like, what's that?
Now make up 46, so you send 2 up from the lower leagues.
Aye. I would. I'm not being funny, like, look at Celtic Hearts and things like that. Like, Celtic Hearts have got, like, Nathan Austin and Dylan Easton and all that. They're, like, League One players, Championship players.
Yeah, I'm
so
still
there's so many, like, I just think...
Do they not have the boy from Morton, Tidser?
Yeah, he's just signed. I think he got like 1 game before the lockdown.
a player.
That was a big signing there. Right, so we're going through that one. Blaze, have you calmed down yet?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my head around the numbers because, as you
We'll come
all
back
know,
to
I
you.
can't count. So this is
Nah,
going to be.
he's not very good at maths.
No, I'm not at all.
Would you like me to
Don't
come
know.
back to you?
Yeah, probably.
Right, Sean, you next. What do you think? What does it look like?
Initially, when it all started off, I thought 14, 10, 10, 10. But there's a lot more arguments than you think when you do it. I think you've got to, well, let's take, for example, Hamilton, St Johnstone, Livingston. You know, they have a lot of their income comes from the Old Firm coming to town. So you get 3 games a season where the Old Firm, on average, come to town. That's only first in the bottom 6, which these teams probably, with the exception of maybe St Johnstone, but expecting to do. So they, you know, you need to protect their income, and the fact is that you don't want those teams, they won't want those teams coming less to their home ground because that's commercially not good for their club. So there's the argument you've got to try and balance out. Yeah, it'd be great to have 14 teams in the top flight. That's what I think should happen. You then play each other 3 times, no split.
No split, okay.
No split. You have two going down from the Premiership, 2 going up from the Championship, and 1 going down from the Championship, and then 2 going down from the Championship again, and then 2 going up, and then 2 going down, and 1 goes into Highland, 1 goes into Lowland. If it works, I don't think it logistically will work, but you know, there's a lot of arguments to look at. But I think commercially, what you've got to protect is clubs' incomes, and clubs' incomes are based on having the Old Firm coming to the stadium. For example, that's why St Johnstone have given the Old Firm 3 stands when they come, because they know they make that extra 7,000 folk probably from the Old Firm. So that at £30 a ticket, there's your £210,000 extra income, or additional from. I don't know. Not 110,000 probably additional from what you were going to get by giving them the 1 or 2. So I think whatever you do, you've got to protect clubs' incomes, and that's why I think it's important to have every club's viewpoint in it. The clubs that have got, there is a variety of clubs that have got members in that committee that's happening. I would have liked to see a couple more. I would have liked to see Rangers put somebody in it since they're calling for that. I would have liked to see them actually have somebody in it. But they've not done it. But again, yeah, that's what you need. You need to weigh up those options. I would have said before, without looking at anything else, I would have gone 14, 10, 10, 10. But there's a lot of arguments to weigh up, and the commerciality of clubs and protecting your clubs has got to be at the forefront of it. So that's the debate that's got to be had.
Do you not think that the thing becomes an over-reliance? I already feel as if there's an over-reliance on the Old Firm. I think realistically, I think you look at it and you go, you do rely on the Old Firm, but realistically, for teams like Hamilton, for St Johnstone, for Livingston, for St Mirren even, they probably do. Hearts are okay. Hearts don't rely on it because Hearts got a big home fan base of I reckon how many Hearts fans turn up to Tynecastle? 15,000? Yeah.
At least.
So we get at St Johnstone 2,500-3,000 home game. You know, that isn't supplemented by your Hamiltons, your Livingstons, and clubs like that, your Ross Counties. That's supplemented by your big teams coming to town. And if it means selling yourself out to the Old Firm, I think that's what you've got to do to survive. And I think from a business point of view, it's a good thing for business. I think that's what's really got to weigh it out, is you've got to try and protect your clubs. And if it means selling yourself out to the Old Firm, it's just what's going to have to happen.
But then surely your league's never going to change. Like, nobody watches your league because it's either going to be Rangers or Celtic that are going to win it. Nobody else is going to win it. So in the long term, it's just got to be either side.
That's the reality, look, Anthony, because you've got two teams that are way bigger than anything else we have, and they're always going to dominate because of fan base.
But then look at Aberdeen back when, you know what I mean? Like,
that was in a different
I just think that sort of mentality is nothing's ever going to change. You know what I mean? I'd like to see other teams like Hibs, Hearts, Aberdeen, you know what I mean, start to challenge them. But I understand it's never going to happen because they get 50,000 at a game.
I mean, here they got Champions League group stages, £10 million paid them.
On Rangers and Celtic is not a way.
That's why teams like St Johnstone, Hamilton, Livingston have to sell themselves out to the Old Firm, is to make the money to try and compete. That's the argument to that, is the fact is, Rangers and Celtic are supplemented a lot by their European fixtures as well. They get a lot of millions for those as well, so you've got to weigh that into it, and they can pay higher wages, and they've got higher investors, and they've got this, that, and the next thing, and bigger followings. Smaller teams, you have to weigh up the fact of, Livingston. Look at Livingston's home attendance. They have about 1,500-2,000 folk in that main stand. They play Ross County every week. They won't survive, and they won't be a good top flight club. They won't have a high standard of football. They have the Old Firm coming twice, 2-3 times a year. They get extra income, which means they can sustain a better challenge in the SPL. That's just the way it is. And as much annoying as it is to have Rangers and Celtic competing every year, it'd be lovely for somebody to do a Leicester and win the SPL and really, put the Callum to prisons. It's just, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think that's where West Scottish football's at, and if there was an easy solution, I think we'd all love to see it, but I just don't see it apart from selling yourself out to these teams.
Right. Fair point, right? Lewis.
Yeah, I think it does come down to money, but not even, sadly, it's going to be going to the SPFL and their choice on it, and end of the day, they want to see as many old firms as possible. And I get what Cammy's saying about every team. I'd love to see that as well, like a 16-team league where teams are playing each other less times. Because when you're playing a team, feel like you're going there every single week. But is it realistically going to happen if it means that there's less Old Firm matches? Probably not, because the governing bodies aren't going to want it to happen. So
I think it's slowly taken away from the Old Firm, though. I think with them playing each other, because I'm not being funny, Celtic and Rangers are getting to finals every year. They'll play them in the semi-final. You need to figure out if they balls it to pull up the pot or hot or not.
Yeah.
But I just think like they play each other 4 times a season. You're taking away from it. finals are no longer a big deal because we've already seen them play each other 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
it could work in a different way for smaller, teams like Sean was mentioning, in that if Celtic are only coming to town, and Rangers as well, coming to town once a season, then you're going to go and want to watch that game, aren't you? Because it's a huge game.
Fans often avoid the Lewis, like Saints fans avoid the Old Firm games at home.
Yeah.
But then that is supplemented by your away supporters bringing their 7,500 vote.
Yeah. So how does it look like? How many teams in top?
I don't know, Patty. Probably 14. I think going to 16 at this point is a big change, and realistically, I don't think governing bodies are going to want that. Sadly.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
I don't think the 16 will happen, but I think it's an ideology that I'd like to see happen. But yeah, the chances are it won't. But
yeah, and then you've got 10, 10, 10 below. Bring the
probably
top.
The easiest. Yeah, it's probably the easiest way to do it. And in this instance, it's Kelty and Brora that would be going up.
Yeah,
which from the Lowland League, I think is quite harsh, and Bonnie Rose, who probably could have caught them, but
that would have been back. It could have been back to back for them as well, right? Did they not come in for the East of Scotland last year?
That's right. Yeah. Well, Kelty used to be a junior team as well, but that's a different story.
No, for me, it's an interesting one. I think I quite like all the points you mentioned, especially ones that Cammy and Sean have made. With it being less times coming into town, and then also the fact that there is such an old firm top heaviness about the Premier League in terms of its supporter base. But I believe that the one thing that's kind of talked about a lot, and it was one thing that was going to be a problem this year with the split, was that Celtic were potentially looking at 4 or all 5 being home games, given the fact that they'd all played twice away from home. So I feel like just for the fairness of the league, you kind of have to take that out of it. So I believe a 16-team league is the way to go about it. And I believe it'd be a lot easier in the here and now to be able to determine that, because I feel like if you are taking 2 up in the Championship, I mean, you could argue that obviously Raith are going up at a less points advantage than Inverness over Dundee and second in the Championship. But I think you can then say, right, who is in the playoffs going into at the end of the Championship season? Bring them up, and then you go 16, and then I believe you go. I actually had a thought in my mind about potentially putting 16 in the Championship as well, and then going 12 below that.
I think with my suggestion, I think the bit that I obviously don't know World League football because that's a big club and never really been in there.
Yeah.
But don't say that. But I don't know the ins and outs of the lower league, but I suppose it depends on the gulf and difference between top end championship teams and like a Montrose or something like that.
I firmly believe that certainly the end of last season, there was a gulf between the Championship and League One. I actually do believe there was. But I do believe now that's probably changed, considering that Queen of the South have struggled, Alloa are struggling, Partick Thistle are struggling, and then you've got Raith, Falkirk, Airdrie, Montrose, East Fife, all doing pretty well, all beating each other, and I believe they could have done a top flight in the Championship as well. So I believe that in the here and now, it would have been a lot easier to then go. I think maybe 16 in the Championship can be deferred a wee bit. I mean, based on the numbers I'm thinking of, if you put 12 in the Championship, 12 in the league below the Championship, the third tier, whatever you want to call it, you'd then be 2 up from Highland Lowland League like Kelty Brora. You would probably put. It's whether you would then still promote Cove. You probably would promote Cove, bring down Stranraer, and then you've joined the remainder of the Championship and the League One together. So it still means that Partick Thistle are still in the second tier, but then you've got teams like Forfar, Dumbarton. I mean, I've not chosen this as bias, given that it's Forfar are basically getting a promotion out of it. But
That's what this all is, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not.
You're near bottom of the league and you want them promoted now. Right.
But
Champions League next season.
but yeah, and then I think from there, I think you have maybe two automatic go down, but I would still keep the playoff system for the third going up and the third going down. I think you could still keep that in the exact same format. And I think to have teams only playing twice, because some clubs are going to have the Old Firm coming once a season. That's going to be the case for half the teams. You know what I mean? So it's a different benefit for different clubs. So you can have Hearts Hearts are maybe a bit, I might not use, but Hamilton might only get Celtic and Rangers once a season at their place, but St Johnstone might get them twice. And then
what would benefit? What would benefit the SPL is if you got rid of these shite plastic pitches. I think I think they should all be scrapped, to be honest.
But then,
I think plastic pitches are the issue.
But then I can see a point. Certainly in the top flight, I can certainly agree with that point. Given that, there is a bit more fan. Certainly lower down the league, plastic pitches would be the way to go.
Would you rather it was on like a patty field though?
Well, I'd rather the patty field than what's
because you're a St Johnstone fan, it suits you. The ball's never on the deck.
Johnson's built on the back of a farmer's field, man. I think you're at the level of football where obviously Celtic and Rangers can afford the underfloor heating, but if you suddenly start going to patty picking fields, there's no point in playing the season through the winter because you're either going to have a mud.
This is it. This is the point.
Ice rink.
Yeah.
And a lot of postponements too.
That's it. That's the point. That's why I was saying, lower leagues, they've had to make this change, and there's very few teams that haven't. I think it's just, I know Brecon still a grass pitch. Albion Rovers is one of the worst grass pitches I've ever seen. Downbeat's not far off it. And then you've got, Stirling Albion's probably got the best one in the country, apparently, according to an SFA vote or something like that, or a survey or whatever.
Aye, those votes always give a really good indication of what they want. So.
Well, this is it. This is right. But yeah, I quite like the idea of maybe expanding both the first and second tier, I think, just to make it a little bit more. And I know obviously second tier is not so much of a problem because they're all playing each other 4 times equally home and away, but I think certainly in the top flight, there is that, and then there might well be that incentive for local, Livy, Hamilton fans to turn up for these games, given that the Old Firm might only be in town once a year. So, I don't know, the finances might suggest differently to that, but I think it makes it a bit more fairer on everybody in the league, knowing that it's home and away only once.
It would be a good laugh, wouldn't it? Like, just do like a big 42 team league. Or 44 now. Get Kilkenny and Blair on the bill.
Against Celtic, man.
No, that'd be some laugh though. Imagine.
Think about the money it would bring in though.
Exactly.
No.
That's hurts this issue as well because no one's getting promoted or relegated. You're all in one big league.
Just one big football and battle royale.
Aye.
Yeah.
Winner stays on.
Do you like what the Premiership Premier League are doing down south? Just have one training field in the middle of Birmingham and just go right.
What did they do?
No, but what the Premier League is suggesting, Premier League, what they're suggesting is get a few training pitches in Birmingham, and they all get isolated in the hotels, and they all just play on this one pitch, back to back.
Ooh.
I think that's kind of null and void now, but that was a suggestion they said was they all had to get isolated on a training pitch.
Don, I'm glad to see your quarantine ban that's doing well, mate. Just
Mum's been here the last few weeks, eh?
I thought mine was bad until you turned up with that mopping dog.
At least I'm no Ryan Kent, so I'm fine, Cammy.
I'm not even Ryan Kent. Look at his state at.